All right, what's up? Welcome in. This is the 49ers Report coming at you on a Saturday, taking a little bit of a break from watching some college football to just talk some San Francisco 49ers football. Hope all of you out there are having a fantastic weekend. A reminder, tomorrow it has been rivalry week all throughout this week. 49ers, a huge game in their home opener at Levi Stadium against the hated Seattle Seahawks, a team that has owned this team over the last decade. We're going to be doing a watch party for it on the channel. Can San Francisco, led by Trey Lance, even up that record at 1-1? Make sure you subscribe and join us. Pre-game show, during the game, play-by-play, audience interaction, reacting live to everything that transpires from Levi Stadium, then a post-game show on Call-In. I hope all of you join us on the Call-In app so that you can call into the show for our post-game show. So look forward to seeing everybody then. Want to start off today's show with this. Punters and kickers are people too, folks. 53-man roster, yeah, it's highlighted by the quarterbacks and the wide receivers, the edge rushers, linebackers. The list goes on and on and on, but the job of punters and kickers, very important. Special teams can often win and lose you games, and San Francisco yesterday making a move with their special teams unit, signing punter Mitch Wishnowsky to a contract extension, and honestly, it's pretty hefty for a punter. Deal's going to be through the 2026 season, worth up to $13 million. I love my job here at Chat Sports. I love talking Niners, covering the NFL, but my goodness, how nice would it be to play in the National Football League, to be a punter where during practices, you're kind of on your own, just punting the football. Obviously, you have to stay in shape, but this deal for Wishnowsky, the Aussie, the punter from down under, up to $13 million through 2026, and he's been a pretty solid punter throughout his career. I really don't have many complaints. He was drafted in the 4th round, so some people may have expected him to be this all-pro, Pro Bowler, coffin corner assassin. He's been solid. 4th round pick back in the 2019 NFL draft out of Utah. Grew up, obviously, and is from Australia. Shout out to everybody tuned in from the land down under Australia. Let me know if you are in the comment section. I know there are a lot of you out there, led by David Towers and more. Ray Guy Award winner at Utah during his college days. That's why he was selected in the 4th round. And he was in the final year and is in the final year of his rookie contract. So a good opportunity to lock him up. 49ers able to free some money up after that Jimmy Garoppolo contract restructure. And now moving forward, they don't have to worry about finding a new punter, which honestly, finding punters and kickers sometimes can be an arduous task, and Wishnowsky has been very solid. A career average of 45.5 yards, including 72 punts inside the 20-yard line. So to show some love to Mitch Wishnowsky for getting the bag, type MW in the comment section. Again, punters and kickers are people too. Next up on the show, following the Elijah Mitchell injury, we've been talking about this all week. What does San Francisco do at that running back spot? Jeff Wilson is going to get the start against Seattle. I'm not sure if it was because of the field conditions at Soldier Field for week 1. Looked a little bit slow at times. When the 49ers approached the goal line, looking back at the All-22, a couple of missed blocks that could have allowed Jeff Wilson to find the end zone and probably would have resulted in a San Francisco win. As we know, they let Chicago hang around, and Chicago is able to make them pay. But Jeff Wilson going to get the start. After that, not sure, 1, how many carries he gets. Not sure who the 2 and 3 running backs are going to be and how much of a workload they get. So Jeff Wilson might be the starter, but Kyle Shanahan said this week, we're going to go with whichever running back plays the best. It could be Wilson. It could be Ty Davis-Price, the 3rd-round pick. It could be Jordan Mason, the undrafted free agent out of Georgia Tech. I've said for a little while, I want to see more from Jordan Mason. I'm intrigued by him. This is a guy who has that bell cow type of body prototype, runs hard, runs physical, runs through contact, falls forward, could be a good short yardage back, but also has pretty good speed from what we saw in the preseason, and he looks to be durable. I love Elijah Mitchell. Love his game. Durability has been a massive concern. As for Ty Davis-Price, I think with his size, 215, 220, I've liked the player all along. I've always said I thought San Francisco drafted him a little bit early in the third round, but his balance with his power and his size is pretty special. But there's more to the running back spot than just running the football. You got to be able to pick up blitz protections. You got to be able to anticipate blitzes, but then fake the blitz protection and go out on a wheel route into the flat for a screen pass, for a nice little dump off for Trey Lance. So there's more to the running back position than just running the football. So this upcoming week, we'll see, with Elijah Mitchell out for the next 2 months with that sprained MCL where he does not need surgery, who rises up to the occasion. But if San Francisco, knowing that Kyle Shanahan's strength and what the offense is based on, which is running the football, continues to struggle or does struggle at all, could the 49ers make a trade? And I saw a nice little trade rumor, trade idea out there about San Francisco trading for DErnest Johnson of the Cleveland Browns. Now, this is doable for a couple of reasons. One, he's affordable. Two, Cleveland pretty set at that running back spot. They have arguably the most loaded backfield in the NFL with DErnest Johnson, Nick Chubb, who is just a bona fide baller, and then Kareem Hunt. They can afford to move off of DErnest Johnson if maybe a team like San Francisco gives them a late round pick, maybe even a player at a position of need in terms of some depth pieces. And DErnest Johnson, pretty solid player, and I'm really intrigued by him considering his path where he really had to carve a role out in the NFL, but also the player that he is. Last year, once Kareem Hunt went out and Nick Chubb was a little bit banged up, DErnest Johnson played pretty well. 100 carries, 534 yards, 3 touchdowns, average yards per carry, 5.3. Cleveland Browns, really good running team. Kevin Stefanski, Kyle Shanahan do a lot of the same things offensively, so he would be a scheme fit. But the average yards per carry is certainly intriguing. What I also like, DErnest Johnson can catch the football. Last year, 19 catches for 137 yards. I'd love to see Kyle Shanahan do that a little bit more with some of his running backs. And DErnest Johnson has a little bit of physicality, has a little bit of power, has some decent speed. I like him as a player. And if San Francisco realizes, shoot, we got to make a move at this running back spot, could they make a trade for DErnest Johnson? A trade that probably wouldn't cost the Niners all that much. An idea that's certainly out there. We've looked at some running back trade candidates, and DErnest Johnson certainly one of them. So do you think that San Francisco should make a move for DErnest Johnson? Why for yes and for no? Lastly, have to round out with this because it is at the center of conversation among a lot of 49ers fans, and this video has gone viral on social media. You know what I'm talking about. Trey Lance throwing money at what appeared to be a stripper. I'm not even sure he was at a strip club. And a lot of people are making this a big deal. And from an image standpoint, it's not ideal that Trey Lance has been caught on video doing this in what is absolutely just peak 2022 social media. But as the face of the franchise, as a starting quarterback in this league, that's not something that you want out there. But honestly, I don't care much. And if you care all that much, I kind of disagree. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo was seen going out to dinner with a porn star a couple of years ago. So we have Jimmy porn star, and now we have Trey stripper. A little bit of a common theme at that quarterback spot for San Francisco. But if this were to circulate, and if this video took place prior to the Chicago Bears game, then I would have some concerns. Everybody was talking about the Jamarcus Russell vibes out there, but Trey Lance is nothing like Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell was drafted by the Raiders, was a freak athlete, freak talent, who the Raiders set him up and gave him like VHS tapes back in the day and told him to go home and review film. And then they asked him, did you review film? And he said, oh yeah, of course. But then once they got the VHS tapes back, it was set to the same exact part of the VHS tape that the coaches had set it at, meaning Jamarcus Russell didn't put any film study in. Jamarcus Russell was a bust because he didn't give any effort. Jamarcus Russell was a bust because he was lazy, lackadaisical, and didn't care about the game of football. Everything that we have heard about Trey Lance is the polar opposite of Jamarcus Russell. And that's why I'm not concerned by this. Trey Lance is 22 years old. Allegedly, this video came out after the Bears game for him to blow off steam, and he has millions of dollars. A lot of people out there go to strip clubs. A lot of people out there throw some bands to some strippers. Trey Lance did as well, and I don't have much of a problem with it. Now, do you see Tom Brady doing that and Peyton Manning? Probably not, but maybe they've done it and just haven't gotten caught because it's 2022. Somebody had a video and took it up Trey Lance. But if people are making this a big deal, I mean, I think it's just a slow news cycle type of thing. Frankly, I don't care much, nor do I think it really impacts how people should view him as a person or as a football player. I mean, shoot, I bust my ass to give you videos here on the 49ers Report. If a video came out of me at a strip club throwing down some dollar bills, I hope that everybody would come back and watch the show. And if not, I'd be bummed. All right, just had to touch on that because obviously a huge talking point among the faithful. Watch party tomorrow. Can't wait for it. Gonna be a party. Look forward to seeing everybody there. And until then, catch you later here on the 49ers Report.